Recording in progress. Hit that button, hit that button, hit that button, hit that button, hit those buttons, and we're going.
Coming to you live from the JRE Tobacco Aladino Mobile Studios, it's the Cigar Pulpit.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Bishop of the Burn Nick, and with me via Zoom,
Trey Mac.
Trey Mac Shipley. How the hell are you doing, Trey Mac?
Doing pretty good, my friend. Doing really well. How about you?
You have quite, for anyone who's not watching this on YouTube, you're kind of missing out in this one. Because here's the thing. He's got this like very elaborate, like just set with the color scheme going on. And then obviously rocking the Ultimate Warrior t-shirt today. I mean, it's quite the look.
I don't mess around here in mi casa.
There you go. There you go. Well, today, it's kind of going to be a little bit of a smoker's choice. I am going to be smoking the Punch Spring Roll. It is a 4.5 by 50 Robusto featuring an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, Pennsylvania broadleaf binder, and filler made up of Colombian, Mexican, Dominican, and U.S. tobacco, coming to us from the May My Monthly Cigars box. What have you got?
I brought 3 cigars.
Okay.
The first 2...
You plan on being here a while.
Well, I hope we're not here that long.
We do tend to go down rabbit holes, though.
I've got a couple of experiments I've been working on.
Oh.
So I haven't smoked them. This would be a trial and error sort of thing. But then I also brought one of my absolute favorite cigars on the entire market that no one hardly knows about right now, but I guarantee they will in the future. And that is the Fuente y Libre Sun Country.
Oh.
They're only in like 72 stores right now, but
okay,
they're freaking awesome. So I got a couple of experiments I'm working on, and I brought something that I love personally. There's really only like a handful of Connecticut's I smoke. This one's up there with my favorites.
Okay. So what are you leaning towards of your 3?
It's a damn good question because I don't have any clue what these little experiments are going to taste like.
Well, that could be fun. That could be fun right off the bat. You just experimenting. Hell, that could be the title of the show, Experimenting with Trey Mac Shipley.
Oh, love that.
I was going to say.
There's some girls out there like, oh, that's all he ever did.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, the experiment ran its course. Yeah, sure. I might try one of these experimentations. And who knows? I might get 5 minutes into this and be like, yep, not doing that one again.
That was a bad experience, and we're going to move on.
All
See?
Right.
Whatever.
But at some point in this show, when I ban these, I'm smoking Fuerte Libre.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Well, it's time to go ahead and prep to cut the cigars. And the official cutting is brought to you by Dan the Man Ponder over there at Riverman Cigar Company. And guys, if you're looking for Aladino cigars in the St. Louis market, you're going to want to swing by Riverman Cigar Company. He's got all kinds of great ones, including still has some of both the hard to find Candela that came out around St. Patrick's Day, but then also still has plenty of the number 4s from last November. So if you want to get your hands on those, you're going to want to swing by Riverman Cigar Company.
I got news for folks.
Uh-oh. We have news.
I don't know. Who's still, if you listen to this, whatever. I mean, it's going to tell you right now. And Dan, if you're listening, you might want to squirrel those number 4s away because we're not putting them out this year.
Oh, okay. So the number 4s.
We may not put them out next year.
Oh.
We got something new in the works. Now, I love the number 4. Again, I love the Corona size and I love the Reserva. And so you put those 2 things together. Love it, love it, love it. But we're going to try something new this year. That's it's a wrapper that we have grown for a while but never used. And so it's going to be a limited edition new wrapper from Julio's farm.
All right.
Number 4 is going to go away a little bit. So if you want the number 4s, if you love them, you better shout out to Dan because there's not many people that have any left.
And Dan has plenty of them on hand right now. So if you want some, give Riverman Cigar Company a call, because he does do mail order for those of you not in the St. Louis area. It's Riverman Cigar Company of Crestwood, Missouri. And with that, it's time we go ahead and cut the cigar. So, okay. So I'm
My
going to.
cut does not make that sound.
Okay. Well, that's okay.
Yeah,
We can.
I'm breaking in a new cutter right here live on the show.
Yeah. What are you breaking in?
Look at this bad boy.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Look at that, huh?
All right.
Ellie Blue action.
I really would like to see how that works.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure it out myself here. It's
Oh, so it's like, it looks like Pac-Man.
It does. Look at that.
Pac-Man that could take off the tip of your dick.
Wait, so that would be Mrs. Pac-Man, I think.
There you go. There you go.
See how we do this here. Just nick the tip there. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful cut.
Seemed like a nice smooth cut going on there.
And it's got like a magnet, so like when it hits there, it just kind of
pulls back together. Ooh,
yeah.
That's spiffy.
Yeah. All right.
Who makes that?
That's Ellie Blue. That's
okay.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make some premium shit, so I'm glad it worked.
All right. Well, we'll get going with the cigars here, and
that dry retro, and then the.
I mean, it doesn't taste like spring roll. I expected it to taste like a little cabbagey, little, rice paper, carrot and all that. Didn't get that.
I am definitely getting what I should be getting.
Okay, well, there you go. Oh, that's right. You're doing the experiment. So can you even tell what you're getting?
Probably not, no.
All
this
right,
experiment may never work, but it's fun.
Okay. Well, I'll say it's kind of an earthy barnyard experience on the punch spring roll. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. As we're lighting up the cigars, Aladino, you guys did a little project with punch recently, right?
We did. Very successful. They just launched like within the last 10 days. It's called the Punch Golden Era.
Yeah.
It is an all Corojo cigar that I would say falls in between our Corojo and our Reserva. Falls in the middle between there, and it has a very throwback taste. If you remember the boom of the 90s, the old Camacho days, so to speak, this will remind you of cigars from that era.
All right. Okay. And that's it's a collaboration, but you guys obviously produce it, but you're making it for punch, so it'll be available wherever punch cigars are available.
Yeah, I mean, which is generally everywhere.
Yeah.
But it was actually really cool being a part of that. Meeting Chris Tarr and the whole marketing team and everybody else there at STG down in Richmond, Virginia. It was just really cool, and I was very thankful to be. Justo invited me to be a part of those talks and negotiations, and where Punch wanted to place a new product and kind of revitalize the Punch brand, and it was humbling that they thought that we could be able to give that a boost. And I think Justo is the one that blended the cigar, and based off of that meeting, Justo hit that mark exactly what they wanted.
Fantastic. So does that mean we're going to see a little like porcelain punch man doll, but like in the Aladino colors?
I literally told Justo last night, I said, well, does this mean we can get a Julio punchy?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I think it'd be great.
I don't know if you know, I forget, I got this lighter. I don't know if you saw what was going on there, but I forget about it. This lighter,
I saw you were just kind of like whipping the flame around.
This lighter is awesome, but it's dangerous. Check it out. So it's got this eagle head, right?
Yeah.
And it's a nice little torch. And then when you let go of the torch, the eagle's head. It's pretty badass.
Interesting. But if you let go of the torch thinking you're done with it, you still have a flame going.
which I just did live on the show just a second ago. So
Now, realistically, that's almost how I burnt down the Hill Cigar Company one
when
day.
was this?
This was a while ago. I had one of those Blazer torches, one torch. You remember that? You know those? Damn little powerful torch. And it's got a switch on it where you can flip the little toggle and it has a continuous flame going, because it not only was for lighting cigars, but it was also for spot welding. And so you could use it for that. Well, I didn't realize that little switch is what that was for. I'm sitting out front on the patio in like a wicker chair with a wicker table next to me. And I light my cigar. I just put the lighter down, and I like little time goes by and I'm hearing something and I'm starting to smell something. I look down and this thing it's just the jet's just going, the flames just going, and it's burning, it's melting the plastic cap on the top of the lighter there. So I, for whatever reason, I pick it up and I'm like looking at it for a split second. Well, then this hot plastic drops on my thumb. So I just throw the lighter thinking, okay, I'm going to put it out and whatever. And I'm picking the hot plastic off my thumb. And then I look, and sure enough, laying in the mulch in the bushes along the front of the building is that lighter just going. And I'm like, holy shit. So I run down there and grab it and managed to figure out what was going on and flip it off. But I nearly caught the bushes and the mulch in the front portion of the hill on fire. And that's not even counting the fact that I set this thing down on a wicker table on the patio, and it was just going for however long. So yeah,
that is freaking awesome.
I did everything I could evidently to accidentally
you got lucky. That could have been bad.
It could have been really bad, actually. It really could have been bad. But yeah, I fucked the cap on that thing all to hell. So
you fucked the cat.
Yeah.
Oh, don't do that. No, don't
cap.
ever.
CAP. Cap. The cap on the cigar, on the lighter.
I've never had sex with caps either, but
okay. Anyway.
Don't do that though. It's a good way to get scratched. Then you can get scratch fever.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
It's a cool song though. Cat scratch fever.
It is. It is a cool song. Well, speaking of fires, I feel we should touch on one bit of news of the day, real quickly. The last this took place after I recorded the last episode that came out. A fire down in the Dominican Republic took out the entire Fuente tobacco warehouse. They lost 1 million pounds of aged tobacco in the fire there. It's a complete loss. All the tobacco inside, approximately 1 million pounds of aged tobacco. No one was injured, so that's a good thing. Fire broke out at about 5:30 Wednesday afternoon. Firefighters were on the scene for hours. Wasn't extinguished until 2:35 the following morning. Yeah, this is where the Opus X tobacco comes from. So that just severely impacted the Opus X production.
Just think about that, a million pounds.
Yeah. And Cigar Aficionado actually reports that May has been a difficult month for Fuente, because in May of 2022, a freak hailstorm hit Chateau de la Fuente, destroying the tobacco growing in the fields and collapsing the shade that cloaks the fields. And
pictures of that.
What now?
Have you seen the pictures of that?
No.
Yeah, no, they got pictures out there.
Oh God. And then I guess Fuente's had other fires at warehouses and things of that nature. So, I mean, it's just one more bad day for Fuente there. But yeah, I mean,
okay, I think they'll be okay. Let's.
Well, I get it. It just really sucks. I mean, let's be real. Nobody wants to deal with that kind of an impact on their business.
You never do. Growing up in the alfalfa industry, you have random fires in that industry all the time. It happens because that hay's combustible, it gets hot and just
it's dry. Yeah,
combusts, and you can lose you can lose $100,000 in a night pretty easily when something like that happens. And tobacco, God only knows how this fire started, but anytime you've got that much of one combustible product, and not only that, when they're in bales, I mean, they're packed together and
Mhm.
super tight. Like, even if I don't know how the fire started, but for any reason whatsoever, that stuff can, I would assume, go up quickly and last a very long time.
Yep.
And they've had several fires throughout their history as well. Now that might go along with fires are always possible, and the more barns you have, the more likely you are to have fire.
There you go. There you go. So, but anyway, it was big news. And for those of you who are big Fuente people and Opus X people, it's just going to be that much more difficult to find over the next probably a handful of years, I would imagine at this point. You know, because I mean, can't rush the hands of time there. So, anyway, so what the hell you got going on?
I'm actually in Kentucky for once, so that's super nice.
I was say catching you at home. That's an unusual thing, all things being
this
equal.
actually worked out quite well.
Mhm.
Also, I have a ton of events in the Kentucky-ish area from now basically all the way up until PCA. So I'll
There
be
you go.
home-ish, which is nice because at least I can come home at night for the majority of my travel. I'm looking at my calendar over here.
You got anything in Paducah?
I do not. Why are you going to Paducah?
No, I only ask because the Smoking Butts and Tap It Ash guys, they live in Heron, Illinois, which is not too far from Paducah. So they pop over to Paducah quite frequently. And I just didn't know if you were gonna be close.
I do need to give Brentley out there a shout. Paducah is super hard. Like, again, people don't understand what it's like being a rep necessarily, but Paducah's out there on an island by itself.
Yeah.
And they crush it out there. But I wonder how many reps make the trip out there, because I live in Kentucky and it's just as easy for me to drive to Pittsburgh as it is Paducah.
Oh yeah.
They're both like a 4-hour, 45-minute drive for me.
Yeah.
And
just to give a little insight into the life of a rep, I mean, if you're gonna be looking at picking and choosing between two cities like that, you're gonna say, hey, I've got X number of accounts in Pittsburgh and I've got maybe 2 accounts over in Paducah. I mean, I'm not quoting exact numbers, but you see what I mean. It's like you kind of look at it and you're like, not that those 2 accounts aren't important, but if I can expend the time and energy, I can make infinitely more money over here than I can over here, kind of thing.
Yeah, and these are things that I honestly didn't fully understand any of that shit at all before I was a rep. But running the store in Lawrence, Kansas, again, not only are you in Kansas, but you're outside of Kansas City.
Yeah.
So a lot of people bypass you. And so what happens is you just like really get behind the reps that do go out and see you. And now I'm on the other side and I'm like, oh, I see how these people were making their decisions. I would just get mad. I'm like, how's come this guy never comes see me? And that guy, and I'm like, oh, now I'm that guy making those decisions. And it sucks.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. And then, even your home stores, a lot of times they think, well, you're home, you should be at our store. And I'm like, I'm home. It's nice to be home.
Yeah. I just want to relax. I haven't seen my stuff in months.
Please give me a couple days. Give me a couple days to relax.
Oh God.
It's good to be wanted. That's also a good thing too. So you got to balance these things out.
There you go. So, so how's the experiment treating you there?
It is. So I went to a lot of college, lots of grad school, 3 different grad schools in 3 different states. So I'm not a dummy. I know how to set up experiments, if you will, even though a 6th grader can do that as well. But, it's my kitchen looks like a chemistry experiment right now. It'd be horrifying if, somebody walked in and they think I was making meth. Like, no, I'm just messing around with tobacco. Yeah, I know. Right. So this obviously, so I've got my control group and I've got this first iteration, and then I already know everything else I'm going to change along the way for the next set of experiments, yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
what I've super noticed on this first round, this is my third different cigar within this experiment, is that it changes the tobacco greatly. Not in ways I was anticipating, but the tobacco itself takes on different characteristics. I'll just tell you a little bit. So this is my third cigar. The first one I had, all the tobacco is the same. It's the exact same blends, everything.
Mhm.
The first one, flavor didn't change at all, but the smoke was thicker on the palate and cooler, if that makes sense. The smoke was a little cooler, and it just gave this like richness in the mouth. It was interesting, not at all what I thought was going to happen. And then the other cigar in that experiment was the complete opposite. It added so much black pepper to that cigar. They couldn't have been more different.
Okay.
The feel was smaller, it was thinner, if that makes sense, much more pepper. Exact same tobacco, doing the experiment the same way, just a couple of variables altered, and the tobacco changes, which is just, I don't know, it's fun. I'm just trying to learn some stuff, and who still gave me the green light to go have some fun. So I'm just
There you go.
learning without saying too much. I
Well,
have
there
a
you go.
tendency to say too much. So
Ironically, and it's the stuff about the tobacco that gets you in trouble.
I know. There's plenty of other things I could probably be in trouble for.
I think this is a good segue opportunity for us to talk about wieners.
Mine or yours?
Well, Oscar Myers, actually.
Their wieners are world renowned, classic wieners.
So this is something that I assume you've seen the news.
No.
And
No. There's wiener news.
There's wiener news, and I'm devastated by it. And
Mulvaney.
I'm kind of a little no, we're not talking about that wiener.
Oh.
No. I don't know how to put this to you. So they renamed the Wienermobile. It's now the Frankmobile.
No.
Yep. Apparently,
the Wienermobile, the giant Wienermobile.
Yep, the wiener car, which actually I took a tour of in 2016 when it rolled through my area. I was able to go in, sit down, walk around, and they have college kids that do little internships, and they drive around, and they're marketing people and whatnot.
I know
they do it.
Several people that have had wiener internships in college.
I bet so. And so the interior of the Wienermobile, it's all decked out in ketchup red and mustard yellow, upholstery and carpeting and everything. It's very nice. But anyway, no, the official Oscar Mayer Wienermobile is now the Frankmobile. I'm assuming they've determined that wiener is an offensive term, and they've renamed it.
That?
See, I have not. Well, here, let's go to the USA Today article about this so that we can get this correct. Because they've even got it on the side, that it's the Frankmobile. They changed the name. They're saying they changed the name to celebrate the brand's 100% beef franks as they debut a new recipe. They're saying, they're saying that they want to highlight another fan favorite, the 100% beef franks. It's just saying something about don't lick the vehicle, which I mean,
I guarantee you people were licking the wiener.
Licking the wiener? Yeah, I bet so.
Trust me, now that it's Frank, nobody will lick the Frank.
No, nobody wants to lick the Frank.
And no one refers to it as fucking Frank. Frank and beans and Franks.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're apparently handing out Frankfurters, and all this. But and by the way, the name of the drivers, they used to be called hot doggers. They're now going to be named the Frankfurters.
What's wrong with hot doggers?
I don't know. So this whole thing just pisses me off. And so
it's 100 years of history and legacy down the shitter.
Down the shitter, And so in protest of this decision, I've cooked up a nice plate of Nathan's.
Oh, the real deal. The real deal.
Nathan's hot dogs.
Yeah.
They're they're the very large jumbo franks that go along well with the brioche buns that I have here. Now, I know, and ironically, we're talking about, how big of a problem this is that the Wienermobile has been renamed and everything else. But the most controversial part of this entire segment is going to be the fact that I have ketchup and relish on my dog, and I don't have mustard. I don't like mustard.
See, I don't like ketchup. I would do the inverse of that.
Yeah, I get that. But see, I like ketchup and relish, and
you're not going to make it through the apocalypse, bro.
Yeah, I'm telling you, everybody in Chicago right now is just screaming at their cars because I put ketchup on the dogs.
Yeah,
but
I don't think you should put ketchup on literally anything. But look at that! Oh, guys, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you really should be, because
it's a tasty dog.
He is diving into that dog.
It's a tasty dog. So I'm going to be eating the hot dogs for a little while as we continue to chat. So
you got like a wiener in your mouth, and I'm like double fished in over here with two small.
I know. It's a very phallic show going on today.
Yeah,
but
none of this. Yeah. I don't know why you did this to me, but
I actually have my weenie whistle inside somewhere that I got when I took the tour of the Wienermobile.
Is that like a whistle in case someone tries to touch your weenie? You start blowing the whistle.
See, I always thought it was kind of like a dog call. I would blow it, and like I just have like all kinds of people just rush it. That was my assumption. I've never actually done it, so still in the package.
You do it
so
right.
I can't. It's somewhere in there. I'd have to go find it.
If you blow the weenie whistle and all of a sudden like Jeff is here to do a show. This is the studio. I don't know what I'm doing here.
I knew that guy wanted my dick. Oh my god. Now, you know what? You bring that up. This would normally be I'd like to get into the Villiger segment here, but I have something special for you, and I didn't tell you this in advance, so we're going to experience this as we go. So I've been playing around with AI, obviously, and I have a couple of Villiger songs that I've made, and I have two of them. I'm not quite sold on either one of them, but I want to get your opinion. I figure, you know what, I'll let the listeners in on this as well, and whatnot. So I'm going to play them real quick, and we can discuss these Villiger drops here. So here's the first one. Villiger cigars. Try them, we know you will like them. The Villiger. That's one. They're very, very simple songs. Although I think the second one's a little longer, so hang on.
Cigar Pulpit loves Villiger cigars, and you will too. They're the best by far. If you're looking for a good smoke and you don't want to spend a lot, then Villiger is the cigar for you. They're affordably priced but still top quality. Cigar Pulpit loves Villiger cigars, and we think you will too. So why not pick some up today? You won't be disappointed, we guarantee. Now, what's cool about that is the way those were made. All I had to do is put it in the little box, like Villiger cigars, maybe top quality, something like that. Just like I put in very basic things, and they just went nuts with it. The AI made all those lyrics and everything. I didn't have to do shit. I made one for Aladino, but it kept pronouncing Justo's name as Justo, and Aladino was like,
It almost sounded like they were saying Aladdin. It was like it was a noticeable mispronunciation, and I couldn't let it go.
There's ways around all this. You just have to keep playing with the AI, which
Yeah.
Jeff, I love you. Get your shit together here, bud, because I'm the one that. Nick, I was like, dude, just replace him with AI. It'll be fine. Now
I'm having a lot of fun with AI.
We can learn a lot. We can replace a lot of you motherfuckers with AI.
So anyway, I'm still playing, but I like the brevity of the first one, but the female voice I thought was very nice in the second one.
Yeah, and it had a little bop to it.
Yeah.
But I think as far as jingles go, the first one is a better jingle.
Yeah, I mean, the brevity definitely helps. So anyway, in the Villiger cigar segment, we talk about things that we've been watching and enjoying on TV and movies and whatnot. I don't know. Have you had time to watch anything?
The three things I've watched recently.
Okay.
Last night before I went to sleep, I was thinking about staying up all night and watching a show. And I hadn't watched the Jeffrey Dahmer show.
Oh, dear God.
So I watched the trailer. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to go to bed. I just went to bed. I was like, it's too late for Jeffrey.
Mm-hmm.
And then about an hour ago, before we got on the show, I watched the newest trailer for Oppenheimer.
Oh, that looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I watched the trailer for the new Scorsese movie about the Native American killings in Oklahoma.
I don't think I know that one.
I've been watching trailers. I don't know about actual, I ain't diving into watching trailers. Especially now that the Mandalorian's over for a while. So
yeah. I've still been watching Larry Sanders Show, which ironically the last episode I watched had Bob Saget in it. And I was like, oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
It's like if he just would have come on the show, Gator wouldn't have had to do what he did. But such is life. And what else have I watched lately? I feel like I don't know. I will say, in moving from TV shows to podcasts, I listened to a podcast called The Tylenol Murders. And it's all about back in the early 80s, how the guy in Chicago was poisoning the extra strength Tylenol and killed a bunch of people, because it was before all the different safety measures were put on the pills and shit. And that was a really interesting documentary podcast documentary, because over the course of it, you realize that they've had a suspect for the longest time, but they just can't pin it down. And even up to 2022, they've been working on trying to get this guy. And this guy's 76, 77 years old now. So realistically, he could end up dying before they end up finally getting the case put together.
Here's where he's probably fucked though. Now we got AI. You could literally upload all of the cold case files. AI is not going to help you with the burnt crotch, but
no.
Think about it. You could upload all of the evidence, all of the testimonies, all of the fucking witness bullshit, all into the computer. A computer can go through it in 5 seconds, tell you here's top 5 suspects.
I mean, it made a Villiger drop in 10 seconds. So, you give it enough time, you could probably pull it together.
I guarantee you, AI is going to take some detective jobs and probably a lot of other things.
See, and that's where we ultimately end up with Skynet. And I just
ready to be here.
I know. I don't like the idea of Skynet. It's I don't want to have to fight robots. I mean, I've been all prepared for the inevitable zombie invasion. The robot invasion, I didn't see that one coming.
Well, think about how easy it could be. I mean, what's Elon's satellite internet program called?
Skylink.
Skylink, right? It's kind of weird. It's closely in name. Skylink. So all these satellites, and then all of a sudden, the guy decides to take control of Skylink or whatever it is, and just be like, "I'm going to shoot a laser from here to your fucking dick, and you'll never even see it happening, bro. And you're done." You're just sitting out here doing a nice little YouTube show in your backyard.
Having my cigar. All of a sudden, boom.
AI is like, fuck this motherfucker.
Yep. Fuck his dick. There you go.
That could happen though.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's probably. I mean, yeah. I mean, this is the Star Wars thing that Ray. Was it? Yeah, it was Reagan. Reagan was all into Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you know, and then obviously Trump started Space Force. You know, they had purposes for this.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah,
yep.
No, and we don't even know about rods from God now. I know, which is not what you and I were born with. But
wait, what? Yeah,
if you haven't looked into rods from God, it's a theoretical weapon that could easily exist, although we say it's not possible. Although it's a very simple weapon. If you just had tungsten from a satellite, basically, and you just let it drop, the weight of the tungsten and the speed it would catch once it hit the Earth's crust would be like 1,000 atom bombs going off at the same time.
Dear God.
Yeah, and all that is just dropping tungsten from a fucking satellite called rods from God. Now, they say it's not possible for us to get tungsten up there. It's a little too heavy.
That's what the power team used to call their dicks.
Yeah, rods from God.
Yeah. You know the power team?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I just learned about this recently. It's cracking my shit up. It's like fucking ripping phone books in half and pumping weights for Jesus.
Yeah. No, that's pretty much all it did.
That's what it was. Oh Lord. Anyway. All right. Well.
So
from God.
Seriously,
one more thing.
One
more thing for me to be concerned about is the idea of a piece of tungsten just falling out on me.
Yeah. Or just, SpaceNet just.
Yeah. Okay.
This is the future.
Well, the Villiger Entertainment segment became really dark and bleak. All right then. I just, such is life.
But sometimes things that fall from the heaven are a good thing.
Well, yeah.
Yesterday, actually.
You obviously have something in mind.
Yeah, yesterday, I saw pussy fall from the sky.
Dear God.
Yeah.
What?
Well, it did. I saw it happen.
Okay.
I right out here, I was looking out to my left-hand side here.
Yeah.
And this fucking cat fell from the heavens.
And
landed on my porch.
Oh yeah. So you have a new pet?
No, and I was like, and then the cat comes up to my door and it's like meow, meow, and I'm like, I ain't touching no devil cat that fell from the sky. Like, never seen this cat before. Where'd it come from? I have no idea.
Yeah.
And I assumed the cat went away. I don't know. And then this afternoon, was walking around outside, and this new girl moved in out here, and she's chasing this cat. And I'm like, that cat fell from the heavens the other day. Do you know that cat? And she's like, it's my cat. And I was like, well, tell me how the cat fell from the sky. And she looked at me and she goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. No. The cat fell. Like, there's only one way to fall from the sky and land on my porch. What did your cat do? Climb up on the top of the roof and take like a 20-foot jump for no reason?
Sounds like it.
Had to. But she doesn't believe me. And I'm like, no, I mean, I saw a pussy fall from the sky. I saw it. It's 2023, man.
Okay. Well, that's a Trey Mac story right there. I mean,
you remember the monkey? You remember the monkey?
I do remember the monkey. The monkey's making the appearance.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to see the original monkey?
You have an original monkey.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear God.
He's called Liquor Monkey.
If she's got a monkey to lick, you have a problem, my friend.
This fucking guy here. Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This guy's little canteen there.
That's a big damn monkey.
Fucking monkey. So, story behind this fucking ape. He came from the zoo.
Came from the zoo?
Yeah. All right, now that the monkey's safe, the monkey that has had a long life. So when I was back living in Kansas City, right about the time I was moving, actually, it was a horrible idea.
Yeah.
I get this phone call from an attorney of mine. And he goes, Trey Mac, I got a surprise for you before you move. And I'm like, okay. And he says, let's meet at the coffee shop. I'll get you your surprise. Okay. So I go to the coffee shop. The attorney walks in. And I'm like, he walks in by himself. And I'm like, oh, you must be the surprise. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah.
He goes, nope. Nope, your prize is in the car, and you need to come out and get it right now. Like, you can't bring it in. And he's like, absolutely not. And it needs to get out of my car right fucking now. I'm like, okay.
Why do I want this thing?
Yeah, so I go out to his car, and he was actually the dean of the law school at the time. And he's got this giant monkey in the front seat. And I'm like, a monkey? Goes, yeah, from the zoo. And I'm like, really? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, that's so cool. I'm just the guy to have a monkey from the zoo. He's like, well, get the thing out of the car. Okay, cool. And I get the monkey, and I'm kind of holding it for a while. And about 5 seconds later, I'm like, holy shit. This monkey smells like it was in a zoo. Like, this thing is nasty. And he goes, yeah. The whole reason I ended up with it, he's like, it was in the exhibit with the monkeys. It was in the fucking cage with the monkeys.
In the cage?
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
And he's like, some people started writing letters to the zoo because it wasn't an exact representation of the species that was in the cage or whatever. Display.
Oh, my God.
Cage is a bad word, but so they had enough people write in explaining that it was a different species. So the zoo was like, get rid of it. And my attorney was like, I know just the man that'll take that monkey. And but then I had this monkey that stank like a zoo, like it smelled
like monkey shit.
It smelled like a monkey from the zoo.
Yeah.
And I had to drive to Kentucky with this thing and deodorize it, and there it is. Yeah.
I mean, I assume you drove with the windows down, let air out.
A little bit. Sometimes you want to bask in it, though.
Oh, not me, man. I'm not a fan of the monkey house at the zoo.
No, I mean, doesn't it like bring you back to your primal stage? Like, this is what our balls used to smell like.
I mean, dude, except for maybe the last week, I hang out with Gator. I know about monkey smell, so I don't need a reminder in that regard.
How is his legal issues coming along? Is he,
Couldn't tell you. I'm staying out of it.
We don't know.
I'm staying out of it.
Deport him.
Because I'm staying out of it.
I think people are starting to figure out that he's been Canadian this whole fucking time.
hey, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a little too much Canadian, but I thought he did a good job of hiding it.
Meanwhile, up in the Great White North, Luke and Joe are listening and just going, fuck that, we don't want him. Sorry.
Yeah, he thought he could move to the middle of nowhere up America and take on a name like Gator, like no one's gonna call him Canadian. Nah, they're gonna send his ass back, aren't they?
Then all of a sudden, this one jackass is like, hey, let's do a podcast twice a week and draw all the attention. Oh, fuck.
Number 2, because the guy on the Pat McAfee show, Canada busted him and hauled his ass back too.
No shit.
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh shit, that was like 6 months ago. He still hasn't.
Oh, okay.
They're trying.
I was gonna say, I thought I just saw a report saying that Disney was trying to make, trying to really up the Pat McAfee profile. That they're gonna be doing a little bit more with him. Yeah.
But shouldn't have stole one of their top dogs.
Well, son of a bitch.
I'm sorry, Gator. I hope you can come back. Canada's, at least it's warm this time of year, but I bet when it gets cold, his ass wants to come back real fucking quick.
He's gonna get so confused in their humidors with those black and white fucking basic bands. He won't know shit.
Yeah. Mention the prices. That broke ass hoe ain't gonna pay those.
It's true. Well, yeah. Oh my God. Well, I think this is gonna be the time in the show when I turn off the audio for a second so that I can redo the buttons on the soundboard and get us going, which means we're about to enter into the video only portion of the show, which, by the way, to my audio listeners, just to clarify, this is what happened during the Mr. Jonathan episode, when on the audio side, it went to just that weird like elevator music. That weird elevator music was put in to signify that that's where the break took place for me to do that. So anyway, so I'm going to take care of this now. All right, we're officially video only now. So I think Paul.
I'm gonna leave for like 5 seconds.
Okay.
So it's video only. You get immediately Trey Mac leaving.
There you go. We got Trey Mac leaving from the video. So no.
Shit. Explain it.
I was gonna say, so for those listeners on the video that actually care, in order to do the Zoom, I have to plug the board into the I have to plug the board or the iPad into the board. That takes one channel of buttons away from me, which means I only have 3 buttons available to me at that point. And well, unfortunately, I have more drops than I do.
You got drops on drops.
Then I do. I got drops on drops on drops. So unfortunately, I have to swap out the buttons. And while it's a seamless process for the audio folks, it's not really seamless for the video folks. So such is life.
We're live right now. They can see us, right?
I mean, we're recording. They can see this on the video.
Fuente y Libre, motherfuckers.
You switching to that?
Yeah, Sun Country, Fuente y Libre. If you don't know, now you know.
All right. Well, we're coming back to the audio right now. And we're back to the audio here. And Trey, you're lighting up something different.
Audio fuckers, Fuerte y Libre.
Fuerte y Libre.
Smoke this shit. If you don't know, now you know.
I am still working on my punch spring roll. It still does not taste like spring roll. But it is
tasting like punch.
Yeah, I mean it's reminiscent of kind of the other punch, like, Asian themed cigars they've done in the past. And it's got the kind of earthy kind of peppery thing going on. I'll do a retrohale. I haven't done a retrohale. I'm still in, I think, the second. I'm very nearing the final third of this cigar. So let's do the retrohale here. Yep. That's where the pepper is. Ooh, it's just burning the top of the palate there. All right then. But yeah, good cigar coming to us from the My Monthly Cigars box.
You don't retrohale much, and I can't hardly puff without retrohaling.
Yeah, see, it's not a natural thing for me. I've tried doing it more frequently, but I don't. So, well, speaking of the drops that I had to swap out, let's go ahead and get into this now.
Guess what, motherfucker?
It's time for 3 cigars that we smoked and enjoyed this week. So I'm putting you on the spot. Do you have 3 cigars that you can name off that you smoked and enjoyed this week?
Number 1, Fuerte y Libre, motherfuckers.
Fuerte y Libre.
The Sun Country is if that's your intro to Fuerte y Libre, that's what you should smoke first.
Okay.
It's hard to beat this Connecticut. If you're a guy, it's like, oh, Connecticut's too mild for me. But this thing packs a punch.
Okay.
It brings the feet. It brings the feet. It brings the flavor. It brings the hands. It brings the head all together into one. It's fucking good.
All right then. All right. I will have to find one. I don't know where to find one, but I'll have to find one.
I know that Greg Free, the owner of this company, I know he's talked to Dan in the past.
Oh, okay.
I told him to talk to Dan again in the future.
Okay. Well, my first one I had while laying out the newspaper last week, and it was the Aladino Classic in the Toro size. I broke into a box that I've been sitting on since that came out, and I've been very slowly working my way through that cigar, and I do like the Classic.
It's very good. It's
It
you're
is very good.
man.
I mean, I was, you said it, not me. I don't want to take the credit for that.
The Classic has like been, its release was not as powerful as like the Cameroon. When the Cameroon got released, it went crazy and then kind of like has slowly like come into a normal plateau. Whereas the Classic was more like, oh, and now it's just skyrocketing. It fights month to month, whether it's our number 2 or number 3 product. It's that and the
Really?
Cameroon that fight each month, basically.
I'll be damned. Well, there we go. Well, I really dig it. So what's your second one?
My second cigar, I had the last week. So this is kind of bullshit. This isn't going to help anybody. Unless, I don't know, maybe you can make a phone call, or you live in Kentucky or West Virginia. I don't know. Maybe you can get them. But Luciano and Ricky Rodriguez, currently from West Tampa,
Yeah.
they got together and blended a cigar for Fat Ash Cigar Lounge in Ashland, Kentucky. Mwah! Beautiful cigar. I didn't get to talk to them a whole lot. I know one of them supplied the tobacco and the other one did the blending. I couldn't tell you which was which. But both guys, I like them a lot. They've been super nice to me.
Yeah.
Our booths were right. I was sandwiched with those two guys at our trade show night. And they're just super good to me. And that cigar was killer if you like a medium-bodied cigar with a shit ton of pepper. Like, sometimes you get a peppery cigar that's got a little too much body and it's just overwhelming. This was medium in body, but tons of pepper, especially in the retro. I really, really enjoyed it. And those two guys are just cool anyway, and they're collaborating.
Yeah. I need to figure out a way to get my hands on one of those. That sounds really good. And I do really enjoy both Luciano cigars as well as the West Tampa cigars. I need to get my hands on one of those West Tampa Reds.
The red is awesome.
Fuck. Yeah. I need to get my hands on some of those because it sounds really good.
Not to humble brag here, but it's definitely a humble brag. But yeah, just because we were all there at the same time, like Ricky also gave me a red before they got released, and yeah, it's good, but it's more in that it's a super savory cigar with tons and tons of semi-sweet chocolate.
Okay.
The cigar was amazing. It's earthy and semi-sweet at the same time. It's almost a dessert cigar because it feels like you're eating like really dark chocolate, but there's enough earthiness going on there that it balances out that semi-sweet flavor.
Okay.
It's super nice.
You've had the black and the white, correct?
Black, the white, and the attic. I've had all of them.
Okay. So now taking all of them, just remembering them, off the top of your head, how does the red rank in with that? Do you like it?
Number 1.
Really?
And I like the attic. If you haven't had the attic, I think that's a special cigar too. And maybe it's just recency bias, but I love that red so much. I think it's going to really put West Tampa on the map.
Well, very good. I'm looking forward to trying that then. My next one is one that I had just chilling out at Top Shooters on Friday. Sat around, had a couple cigars, but I had a Jose Dominguez Maduro. And, that comes to us from United Cigars. Not kissing ass to sponsors here or anything. It just happens to be what I've been smoking this week. And by God, that Jose Dominguez, it didn't come with a donut, but it did come with some hot wings. So that's good.
That's a good smoke. It really is.
I enjoy it. Dude, I had no idea that Jose Dominguez puts out nearly as many cigars as he does. I mean, that guy, there's a lot of brands that he's got his fingers in that
he just doesn't put his name on.
Exactly. I had no freaking idea. that he does as many different cigars as he does.
Yeah. There
So-
are plenty of guys in this industry that are rock stars that just don't like the limelight.
Yeah.
And they kind of stress. I mean, I'm with Aladino. I've got two people that do the same thing. Like, we push Justo out there, but he would rather be on the farm. And
Yeah.
who is on the farm and who's like, I'm staying on the farm. So I get it, but there's some sneaky good dudes out there, and Jose is definitely one of them.
Very cool. So what's your last one for this week?
My last one for this week, man, I had so many fun cigars at this. I'm gonna be a little shameless here. Give a shameless plug.
Do it.
So once a year, it's always the week after the Kentucky Derby.
Okay.
There is a rather large herf put on in Ashland, Kentucky called My Old Kentucky Herf. And it's been growing every year. And this year we decided to add like a mini show.
Thanks for the invite, cocksucker.
Yeah, okay, how about next? It's been growing. So the day before, so we have a herf, and there's VIP tickets, and there's general admission tickets, and there's going to be like a minimum 20 manufacturers there, and you go around. Like this year, just to get the VIPs through the line took 2 hours.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and then we added, this was the first year we added a mini trade show day where any of the manufacturers that are going to be there can come the day before, and you can give trade show deals. It's kind of a way to incentivize people from especially like the East Coast and the South that don't ever go to Vegas.
Makes sense.
Here's manufacturers, and that's the other thing. We're also trying to get more of the big names to come out there because the reps were there, but as far as big names, it was you had Brian from Cavalier was out there, and you had Luciano and Ricky Rodriguez, and there was a handful of names. Eric Espinosa came the year before. Oscar's been out there before. So we got some names, but we need more.
Yeah.
And it's just a chance for those people to come to Kentucky, where we have a convention center that actually does not care about 500 or 1,000 people smoking.
Hey, isn't that amazing?
Yeah. And Fat Ash Cigar Lounge is who puts this on. Shout out. They do a great job. The best job. The people are ridiculous. They're awesome. But they have that convention center now for like 5 days next year. So there's tons of things we can do, live music, on and on and on. And you can actually come meet people and smoke indoors. It's a beautiful thing. You can't do that hardly anywhere anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're interested, and this goes for retailers, and I would tell all your retailers, if you're not going to Vegas, maybe you come out to Ashland and meet people and get deals on cigars. But if you're just a regular Joe that loves smoking cigars and wants to meet some folks and have a hell of a time, dude, come out. It's I believe it's May 11th next year will be the full day. May 10th then would be the retailer's day. It's freaking awesome. So for me to like tell you my third cigar, man, everybody was giving everybody things at that event.
Yeah.
The red and the collaboration between Luciano and Ricky was absolutely phenomenal. And then this again, my other guy, I love Greg Free. He's my boy. He's out there in Virginia. He's hustling, man. Here's what I love, because Justo did the same thing. When Aladino started and Justo came back and started working with his dad and they were launching this, the whole reason I met Justo was because he was out on the road going to places like Lawrence, Kansas, middle of nowhere, and hustling.
Mm-hmm.
Brand out there. And that's how Justo and I became friends. Well, it took all that hard work. He built a foundation. Eventually, he hired some reps and we're growing the brand. But it was all because of that hard work up front of Justo just traveling his butt off. My man, Greg Free from Fuente Libre, right now is a one-man show that's traveling the country by himself, showing his cigars off. And his stuff is awesome. He's a good dude. and I'm all behind them and wish them nothing but the best. And so, yeah, those would be my 3 cigars, I guess you could say. But
All right. Well, very cool. Well,
I'm long-winded. I got to relight my cigar. I get to talking, you know. I mean,
that's all right. That's all right. I have finished my punch spring roll. Very good cigar. And I'm debating what I'm going to light up next, but I'm going to finish out with a cigar that I had last night, chilling out, and it actually also came to us from the May My Monthly Cigars box. I went ahead and smoked the H. Upman Herman's Batch from that, and it's listed here as a Habano wrapper, Dominican binder, Dominican and Nicaraguan filler. It's listed as a medium, and I would say that's fair. It smoked the wrapper. It says it was a Habano. Man, it smoked almost like kind of like when you get a real thick Pennsylvania broadleaf where it like is a real slow smoke, real thick wrapper to it and everything like that. It smoked very similar to that. It lasted me quite some time with that cigar, and it had some strength to it. It was good. And just because it hasn't been said in a while, the Nicaraguan filler came to us from Condega and Esteli, and I could really taste the Esteli.
you need that fucking Gator. I can really taste the Esteli.
Really, you know, when I was doing the drops for the show last week with him, that was the one drop that I realized I forgot. You know, was I could really taste the Esteli, but I don't know if Esteli didn't come up, so I guess it wouldn't matter. But still,
Gator's got to get his shit together, dog.
It sounds like I'm just picking on him at this point, but it's like, you know, I'm just explaining.
Gator, good lawyers.
Anyway.
Don't fuck around with these bullshit attorneys that you're trying to get off cheap. Canada don't fuck around, man. I mean, have you seen what they've done in Canada in the last few years? Trudeau is not. You don't want Trudeau up your ass, bro. Like, come on, Gator. Like, get your shit together, dog.
Now, moving on here. I went to a flea market the other day, and I found a few things. I found one thing that I talked to you about. I didn't buy it, and I didn't go back for it because it was just it was a pain in the ass to go back to get that, but whatever. But I did find one thing that I did buy for $15, and I have a picture of it here that I'll show. I bought a sign. I buy road signs for my son's room. You know, I've got like a stop sign in there.
You don't steal them for your son.
No, I don't steal them. I purchase them at you know.
I purchased them.
I do. I think I'm trying to remember the last one. I'm One Way, maybe. I don't remember.
They make signs that say Hardcock Lane. They make
but this one was unique. I found a handicap parking sign. Okay. So I now own a reserve parking handicap seating available sign. But if you look at the sign, what's the little thing you notice?
McDonald's.
Damn straight. That is a McDonald's handicap parking sign right there. So not only is this a handicap parking sign, this is McDonald's memorabilia.
Which makes it valuable.
Just that much more. Just that much more.
It's
$15.
Yes. That's
15
awesome.
bucks. It was marked for 20, dickered him down to 15. So, because you got a dicker at the flea market.
You should have dickered on that Saddam Hussein rookie card. Should have.
That was, admittedly, sorry, I'm eating another hot dog here. Admittedly, that was the item that I did not. I found a guy that had a metric shit ton of Operation Desert Storm trading cards. And he had a Saddam Hussein rookie card.
So,
and what's really
get his shit together.
What's really funny about it is, I think I have the picture of that too. Where's the picture of that? Here it is. What's really funny about that? Yeah, see, there it is. A Saddam Hussein rookie card.
ProSet is a legit card company.
And you know what's funny about it is on the back, it even listed like his birth year, the college he went to. I mean, it was like giving stats.
Yeah.
And he's card number 69 in the set, which I thought was
even
cool.
I knew that. That's exactly right.
I thought that was
They knew what they were doing
funny.
in 1991.
But yeah, I mean, they got Colin Powell there. I didn't see a Norman Schwarzkopf, but I'm assuming he was probably in one of the
Okay,
packs.
so the 4 cards from that set that you can grade and are worth real money: George Bush, Schwarzkopf, Colin Powell, and of course Saddam Hussein. And
Oh,
those
God.
4 cards, like if they graded 10, you're looking at $100 to $200 a pop. And those Desert Storm sets, you could buy those sets for like $10 like 4 years ago. And if you could buy a whole bunch of those sets and get them graded and shit, you could actually make some cash.
That's funny. He had 4 unopened boxes of packs. He had one pack. They were different sets. So he had 2 boxes of the Homecoming set.
Yeah.
And then there was and those were in blue. The packaging was blue. There was one, the packaging was yellow, and one, the packaging was red. And I don't remember which one. I think the yellow one may have been like Desert Shield. So it may have been like the first version.
Yep. That's
of
what
it. But yeah, so no, I was marveling at the Desert Storm trading cards at this one booth. And like I said, I could have gone back today and purchased it, but
there's a whole bunch of stuff.
It was kind of a hassle to go back just for that.
The late 80s and early 90s, like as a nerd who's into this shit, like they mass produced all this, like everything was a trading card.
I was gonna say everything had a freaking trading card set.
Yeah. And some of it, like 99% of it just is total dog shit. But the ones that people still love are worth money. And Pro Set did another set one time that was it was nothing but a set of cards that was NFL players' girlfriends and wives.
Oh, see, now that could be funny. That could be funny.
John Elway's wife, Joe Montana's wife. Those are hard to find now, and that's worth money. And then there were even Playboy made trading cards.
Yeah.
And there was one card in the Playboy set, like I think it's the 1990 maybe Playboy set. Donald Trump.
No shit.
Yep, Donald Trump is in the set, and that card graded a 10 is like $1,200 now.
Wow.
And you can still go out there and find boxes of Playboy cards for like $20 to $50, and if you get a Donald Trump in there,
makes your money.
Yeah.
Good God. Good God.
There's all sorts of fun shit from back then.
You know, the little project, and as soon as I say that, somebody's going to be like, I'm going to steal that, or somebody's going to say they've already done it, and I just am not aware of it. I think you and I ought to do Legends of the Cigar Industry trading cards.
All right. I've kind of thought about this already.
See, damn it.
Okay. The issue is, like, I know several companies that'll do it, but if you do it in a way that actually makes anything valuable at all, there's a very small handful of companies. Now, interestingly enough, there's one company that's going to be fairly irrelevant in the next 1 to 2 years that has been making shit for 30 years. Well, no, they've been making them for 50, but it's out of Italy.
Yeah.
They're going to be looking for new projects.
Is that Panini?
Yes!
I know Panini. I know Panini. Panini, actually, I'll give you, I'm really nerding out here. We're nerding out here for a moment, folks. Panini was purchased by, was it Ike Perlmutter or Mutter when he was running Marvel Comics in the 90s.
Yeah.
And so Marvel Comics declared bankruptcy in the 90s. Now everybody's always like, oh, Marvel Comics, their comics weren't selling for shit, and that's why they declared bankruptcy. Had nothing to do with that. It's the company itself went out and bought Toy Biz, went out and bought Panini, went out and bought all these other companies. And the weight of all these other companies and the debt that came along with all those companies brought down Marvel Comics. The comics were selling great, but not so much. But yeah, I know. I know Panini. Yeah.
So Panini has pretty much dominated the whole trading card industry for about 25 years.
Okay.
But Fanatics just made a big acquisition about a year ago. They're going to be the new big dogs in town, and Panini didn't get any of the licenses from like NBA, NFL. It's all going to Fanatics. So Panini is like scrambling. They're trying to get WWE, which shout out to the Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man.
There you go, there, Macho Man.
Yeah. Macho Man, this is why I carry a whole thing of cream, because cream rises to the top. Yeah, that's what it does. What Aladino's going to do over the next 5 years. Yeah, that's what we're doing. Right to the top. We're going to the stratosphere, past the ionosphere, and onto the galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
No, so, yeah, I'm nerding out. I'm sorry.
Okay. No, you're fine. So anyway, how does this relate to the cigar thing? Oh, you're thinking we could get Panini to do the cigar Legends of the Cigar Company?
They
Or
need
World?
new projects, bro.
My God, I love the idea. I love it. You know?
Maybe
You
you,
could have,
me, and Gervais get together and we scheme up something. I would say Jonathan, but he fucking just glossed over me last episode, and I think that means Mr. Jonathan. I'm a fan of Mr. Jonathan. He's my type of fucking guy. I like guys that might be viewed as dickish at times. I'm also viewed as dickish at times, Mr. Jonathan, but you went over my head and you just glossed over me, you see, and Mr. Jonathan Cream rises to the top, you see, and you and I could be a tag team like the world has never seen, yeah!
You gotta watch your ass in that tag team though, dude. If he comes at you and he wants you to wear yellow trunks, watch it.
Well, I'll watch the backside anyway.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was so mad. Like, I love Mr. Johnson. Yeah, I saw Trey Mac's deal. Shut the fuck up about Trey Mac. The worst thing you can do is, like, ignore somebody. That's the worst thing you can do.
I mean, he didn't ignore as much as just completely gloss over and dismiss.
It's fine. I brought some new things to the table.
Oh, you have more?
Yeah, I'm going to sweeten the pot a little bit.
Okay.
You want me to get into it?
Might as well.
Well, you know, the last time I was there, I was bringing some vintage shit from the 90s back. You
did.
Good luck finding these things, people. They don't really exist. Okay?
It's true.
Mr. Jonathan, I hope you're listening, because I know back in 1998, you were rocking this shit. Okay? And the formula changed, bro. It was the shit in 1998 when you were probably rocking this, getting the ladies involved, and the formula changed, and Walmart took over. But your boy here, he's got an original bottle. Curve.
Ooh, the pheromones.
That's right.
I remember that one.
Oh, I bet you do.
I remember that one.
About the year 2000, women loved that curve, man. They were buying it from the buckle. That's how fucking life works, man. I got the original DNA right there, not the new bullshit, though. No. And Mr. Jonathan, who doesn't want a little stank on his fucking wank? You know what I mean? Come on, bro.
Oh my God.
And that's the first thing I'm offering.
Okay, so we got a new. We're upping the ante. We now have a bottle of pre-2000 Curve cologne.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, okay. I don't know if Mr. Jonathan's a religious man. I don't.
You know.
But whether he is or not, I figured the office could use a golden Buddha.
I mean, why not? You know.
Look at that little fat bastard. Look at that happy fat bastard.
I know.
Who doesn't want to go? Why do I have the golden Buddha?
It could kind of look like Dave.
Exactly. Dave is kind of the Buddha of the industry. Like he's
there you go.
The wise man. That
boy, now there's a fucking promo for Dave right there. If he wants to make like a two guys Buddha cigar and have a picture of him sitting like Buddha in the robes and shit on the band, I mean, that could be funny.
And he's totally Buddha because like Dave will do some shit and you're like, that's never gonna work. Oh shit, it worked. Okay, how does Dave do this? And then he like tells this parable and it's like, oh, I should have understood that before you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Dave is a mastermind of simple things. He can take the simple things and like just make them like, seem complicated and they fucking work. Like
I mean,
Dave's the
he's got micro wrestling coming to the New England Cigar Festival. I mean,
I know he jumped the gun.
nobody in the cigar
Exactly.
nobody in the cigar industry was gonna do the micro wrestling, and then here comes Dave.
I know. So got that, and then this next thing is really just for Mr. Jonathan.
Okay.
Because he glossed over me.
Well, and he evidently was really upset that I had thrown out 4 chickens, reduced it down to 1.
You took it away.
I did,
So maybe in the place of 3 of those chickens.
Okay.
No, I had a trophy made for him.
Oh God.
Just this week. Super fast.
God.
Okay. I want him to put this on his desk.
Oh God.
And I want him to know that I gave it to him, that maybe he glosses over me, but I don't gloss over him because, number one, he's a big fan of Aladino, and I kind of like the guy. Like, he's my type of guy. Obviously, I'm not his type of guy, but he's my type of guy, okay?
I mean, I don't know. You might be. I don't know if you're his type.
See that horse's ass?
Yes. It's
Horse shit participation trophy right there. Okay? Congratulations, you participated in Jeff's stead. And because I'm thankful that you participated in Jeff's stead, I'm giving you a stud's ass as a fucking trophy right there.
I should get some sort of a thanks for filling in trophy to send to everybody that comes along.
Yeah.
That would be some funny shit right there. Oh
okay,
God.
I got one last item.
Oh my gosh, there's even more.
One more. Now this last item. Look how fucking crooked that finger is, by the way. Look at that.
Okay.
That thing is hideous.
She sit up on you too quick.
That's why from now on I'm like the Spider-Man,
Gotcha. Oh my God.
This one, believe it or not, is actually worth money. And it's probably illegal by now.
Oh dear God.
This is an original VHS.
Oh.
Of Blazing Saddles.
Classic movie.
A VHS of Blazing Saddles.
And given the fact that his favorite movie is Summersby.
Oh,
I don't know if that's ever been released on DVD or anything, because why would they? He probably still has a VHS player.
Yep.
So there you go.
So no, it was just I was super excited about that show because I like the guy. He's my favorite person. Don't tell Dave that. He's my favorite person on their show. Shout out to the Cigar Authority.
Ed Sullivan's my man.
Ed
Sullivan's funny. He comes out of nowhere with those ninja insults. And yeah, it's maybe unfair to lump him that way, considering he doesn't have, he has other responsibilities. He doesn't have to entertain the whole time. So he has the ability to kind of ninja in and ninja out like that. But man, when he comes along with a zinger, it stings.
No, I get that. That's why I like the whole show.
Yeah.
And Dave does a really good. I wouldn't believe this, but Dave is the straight man on the show.
He really is.
He is, and he does a great job. And everybody else is not the straight man. And Jonathan comes.
Some more so than others.
Yeah, well, but yeah, Jonathan is like he's kind of my spirit animal, and it sucks when somebody you really look up to, that you consider a legend of the industry, just bypasses your ass.
My God, I don't know. Most people would want him to bypass their ass, though.
No, he's my favorite person on the show. He didn't just disrespect me. You were like, "Oh, I'm sure you saw it." He's like, "Yeah, I saw it. Move along. Like, fuck it."
Like, yeah, I think I don't know if my double entendre there caught you or not, or if you're just dismissing it. Now he gets it.
Now I see through the smoke. Yeah.
How you get it?
Oh, I get it. See, before I was just moving along in the universe by myself, not understanding everything, and then you come along and kapow! Kapow! And the whole world. I see through the portal and I'm greeted to the beauty of the universe. Yeah.
You know what? I think this is a good time to go ahead and do this.
We all need to live united, but one must go. Brought to you by United Cigars, makers of La Giana Havana, Abuelo, Red Anchor, Firecracker, and of course, United Cigars. Distributors of Jose Dominguez, Garofalo, Montosa, and Terra Nova, and the highly acclaimed Atabey, Byron, and Bandolero.
When you're
Fly
feeling
United,
fancy.
Smoke United, Live United, United Cigars.
So your whole Macho Man bit and your T-shirt have got me thinking, and I think this is the theme of the One Must Go here today. One must go. Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Hogan.
Fucking easy, bro.
Really?
Yeah, fucking easy.
Okay.
The Warrior, unpredictable. People didn't like him in the ring because he was unpredictable in the ring. And if anybody's actually been involved in professional wrestling, you kind of gotta go along with the script.
Yeah.
Know
You
how to
can't
do it.
you can't be unpredictable there.
And the Warrior didn't give a fuck. And a lot of wrestlers did not like wrestling with the Warrior because the guy was legitimately nuts.
Yeah, you get hurt.
He's my boy. He's my all-time favorite. He used to have like a private show that he did for people that paid him money. And not in that type of way, you sick freaks. Like, not in that type of way.
Yeah.
But I was involved with the Warrior and his wife up until the day he died. And
damn.
I know it sounds fucked up, but he also was an artist, and I bought some of his art before he passed, and very near and dear to my heart. It was part of my childhood, and I was very cool that he could be part of my like late 20s and shit. So the Warrior will always be a Hall of Famer to me and in my heart. The Macho Man taught me a lot about women. Miss Elizabeth, he kept her in line. She was a good wife.
Oh dear God.
Didn't step out on him. He was a good man to her, even though he was.
Did she?
stern.
Did she not? Because there's
No,
the whole
no,
rumors of her,
no.
her
That
with
was-
Hogan.
No. That was all smoke show and mirrors to get him jealous.
Okay.
No. And Hogan, that fucking jabroni, that fucking made jabroni, can get the fuck out. Get out, Hogan. Like, I'm happy you slammed fucking Andre the Giant. I don't give a flying fuck. The Iron Sheik #1 would have beat your fucking Iron Sheik. Should have been Hogan. But they fucked him in the ass because he was foreign. And so now we gotta
True.
live with the American hero. I am the real American.
Danger.
But I will say this: the Hogan sex tapes are pretty cool.
Holy shit. All right. That's fair.
Yeah,
I was
he
also
actually-
gonna get realistically, Macho Man's a lock for me. And it's kind of a toss up between Hogan and Warrior for me, but I will say I'm probably gonna also go with Hogan because boy, talk about a guy who for being on top for when he was on top, he didn't know when to say it's over.
No.
He was not Michael Jordan. He was not, locally Albert Pujols. He was not one of these guys that when they realize they're at their point, they quit and they move on with life. He was like just still going and going and going, and it got sad near the end of his runs, and it's
Ric
just
Flair did the same thing.
and that's another one where it's sad, to be honest. I mean, I like Ric Flair a lot, but fuck, I just saw a TV commercial for him where he's doing like insurance or some shit. I don't know, and he's in the robes, and I mean, it's like, come on, man.
The problem with all this is that wrestling is a character. You're creating a character, and then a lot of these guys end up becoming their character.
Yes.
And they don't know what to do when that character ends. I mean, shit, I just saw last week The Undertaker came back as the American Badass, when he retired and had this huge retirement ceremony just a few years ago. Now
He's back now.
He was the
See,
American-
I don't follow wrestling these days.
I don't
so
either.
I don't even know.
What I do is watch highlights because, in my opinion, like wrestling has sucked for a long time.
The business side of it has been really interesting lately with the whole Vince McMahon getting kind of pushed out, and then now he's back. The business side of it's interesting to me. But in terms of the product itself, I haven't watched really any of it.
The main thing is that these young cats for all these years, like what made wrestling great in the late 80s and the 90s, and then The Rock brought it back in the 2000s, was the promo.
Yeah.
And these young cats for we've gone 20 years with dudes that don't know how to cut a promo and become a character.
Mm-hmm.
They're good wrestlers, as far as what they can do in the ring. They're athletic, but they don't know how to make a character believable and make a promo. I remember when I was a kid and The Undertaker came out, and I was an Ultimate Warrior fan. And The Undertaker was this new phenom, and he carried this casket, and he beat the Warrior and put him in the casket and locked it, and the Warrior couldn't get out. I cried for a fucking week because I thought the Warrior died.
See?
Today,
they made you care.
Yeah, they did. They could, and I bet even if I was a 16-year-old instead of an 8-year-old, I still would have been all right, the Warrior's not going to die, but damn, this guy's good. He's believable. None of those characters exist anymore.
No, that's true.
It's the writing or the acting, I don't know what it is.
The soap opera aspect that was big, in the 80s and then again in the late 90s with the whole Raw's War era and all that and everything. Boy, it's not nearly as present. Okay.
Woke shit fucks it up because what did they do when we were kids? You had Hulk Hogan was the real American, the American hero.
Yeah.
You had Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik that represented the
I remember that. Yep.
And they say,
boy, by the way, the Iron Sheik is probably the only reason that I can think of off the top of my head right now to get Twitter. If you don't follow the Iron Sheik on fucking Twitter,
he's great.
I mean, he's so fucking funny. He is so funny on Twitter.
He never stopped being the Sheik. He took the Sheik to a new level and became that level.
Yeah.
And he just says, fuck the most random things. Every day.
Yeah, every day. Every day. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think we're in agreement. But however, I have to admit that without Hogan, we wouldn't have the Warrior or the Macho Man.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Hogan's what really blew things up. Timing is everything. He worked it out.
He did.
But that said,
which if you take that into account and you look at it, okay, being fair, which one would go at that point? Are you still sticking with Hogan?
I'm still sticking with Hogan just because the Macho Man. You pick my top 2 wrestlers of all time. The Warrior and Macho Man. So Hogan, fuck you. Dog.
I'm just saying, if you're talking about wrestling history and wrestling impact,
nobody's had a bigger impact than Hogan.
I was gonna say, if you're talking that, then you have to maybe consider the fact that the Warrior is the one that needs to be cut. Because I would argue that. I'm just saying, I would argue that Macho Man's impact was greater too.
Hold on. Here's where I'll tell you can't cut the Warrior.
Okay.
And for anybody listening, tell me I'm fucking wrong. The Ultimate Warrior predicted 9/11.
Holy shit.
To the detail.
I don't even know anything about this. This is news to me.
Hogan was involved.
In 9/11.
It was before the WrestleMania. I can't remember which WrestleMania it was, but it was.
You're telling me that Hogan was involved in 9/11.
It was Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania for the belt, and and the Ultimate Warrior cut a promo where he said, on the way to WrestleMania, he was gonna break down the door, get in the cockpit, steer the nose down.
Holy shit.
Look it up. The Ultimate Warrior predicted 9/11 a long time before 9/11 ever fucking happened.
Well, I mean, he said he was going to use the plane as a weapon. He didn't necessarily say he was going
But
to
he
drive
broke
it into.
like before then. No one had ever talked about taking a plane hostage or doing that. The Ultimate Warrior, like 10 years before 9/11, was like, "This is how you would do it." In the promo, this is what I'm going to do.
I'll also say Tom Clancy wrote about it in one of his books.
And Tom Clancy probably stole it from the Ultimate Warrior.
Tom Clancy also probably may have gotten it from some freaking CIA report or some shit like that. Because I'm still convinced that guy had all sorts of inside information when he was writing his shit.
Do you think the Ultimate Warrior was maybe?
Ooh. Now there's an interesting theory.
I mean, because you got a guy with.
I have another CIA related theory that I'm going to talk to you about off the air. Don't let me forget that.
Not on the air.
No, this one hits a little close to home for you. I'm gonna do this off the air.
What is this? Some sort of conspiracy involving Kentucky cousin fuckers? Is
Yeah.
that?
No. Okay, so we're both in agreement that it's Hogan. So
It's Hogan.
Okay.
The One Must Go segment was brought to you by United Cigars. United we smoke.
My God. Now we're gonna have to do a video only segment one more time because I had those 2 Villiger drops in here, so it screwed up my my button flow again. So this we're gonna go video only for one more segment. We'll be back in just a second. Okay, so we are video only now again.
Segment is video only.
Paul 3 numbers. Paul 4 numbers. That's it. Paul 4 numbers. He's getting his money's worth out of this episode, brother.
You remember Paul Bear?
Yes. Actually, you know what's funny about that? I just read or I saw an interview with him where he talked about his career and how basically he was almost done. He was like, I'm almost like he was almost done. And then he got the call to go to Connecticut and meet Vince McMahon. And when Vince found out that he had mortuary experience, that's when Vince was like, we need somebody to be the pallbearer. And he's like,
absolutely perfect.
Yep. It just kind of worked out. So I don't know. It's what happens when the stars align. All right. Well, that was a quick one. So we're coming back to audio now.
We're all back together.
Yes, we're all back together. And, I caught a little shit in the parishioners group because apparently, without even thinking, I always say, let's get this out of the way. And then I play the MMC ad. And, I don't want to diminish Nick because, my monthly cigars, they do a great product. And
not just a great product. When you're doing this show looking for co-host, Nick hit it out of the park. Hit it out of the park.
Yeah, I mean, he gives me a lot of shit about it. And, he acts like he doesn't want to do it, but I think he really enjoys it. But, he does. He does a really good job. And so, no, I just want to make sure that Nick isn't upset whenever I say we got to get this out of the way, because it's not a matter of that. It's that, I'm just mentally reminding myself. I don't have notes. Like, I'm not a Dave Garofalo. I don't have show notes here. This is all flying by the seat of the pants.
That's what makes the show beautiful, though.
Yeah, I gotta. It's all memory. It's all keeping it going. So,
when you have like a 30-minute block of commercials, you can come up with some new shit to talk about in a second.
Yeah, but when you're just sitting there winging it, you got to come up with shit off the top of your head. Hence how we end up talking about fucking pro wrestling for 10 minutes or whatever it was. So anyway, let's go ahead and hear some information about My Monthly Cigars. This would normally be the time that I give some information about My Monthly Cigars, but I've hired that out this week, so take it away.
My Monthly Cigars is a premium cigar subscription service. It comes in a variety of different size boxes at affordable prices. Use offer code PULPIT and get free shipping on your first box and 20% off any items in the online store at mymonthlycigars.com.
That's offer code PULPIT. Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, you got to tell her to hold on a second before she gets up.
Yeah, I like. Wait a
Just
minute.
saying. Fucked your finger all the hell.
It's so
Well, and speaking of that, make sure you try the fucking good coffee available.
good coffee is the shit, bro.
Exactly, it is. It is.
And you can get the daily press
And the lounge blend there. Daily Press is the cigar pulpit coffee.
Fucking A.
Right? Fucking A. So I don't think I actually
Shave my
mentioned it.
fucking hands for this, you know.
You what?
Didn't shave my hands for this, you know.
You didn't or you did?
Oh, I did. Look at that fucking. You
I was gonna say you look like you're wearing a fucking glove.
Yeah, I know.
Son of a bitch.
I shaved my hands for this. Nick, I shaved my hands for this fucking promo for you. Jesus.
Why in the world did you shave your hands?
I gotta shave my feet too, bro.
Oh my god. You're the fucking missing link.
You don't want the hair to get caught in the socks and then it gets tangled. It's fucking bad, man.
Or you could just be like me and just never wear socks, like from the moment it gets warm enough to the moment it's too damn cold. I'm in flip flops all the time. I'm all flip flops all the time, man.
You and Jeff both, huh?
I mean, it's one of the beauties of being your own boss is you kind of get to set your own dress code. By and large. I mean, there are some events where it's just not appropriate, but for the most part.
Now let's go back to Nick and his monthly coffee.
I mean, I don't have hairy feet though, so that's good.
Okay, here's the weird thing though.
Yeah,
I'm a what do they call them? Troglodyte. I'm a fucking troglodyte. I'm a fucking troglodyte. I'm a caveman.
you got some Neanderthal DNA going on.
But here's the weird part: like the 20, the year 2000 genes also got me. I'm a total troglodyte on this side of my body. And then if you look at me from the back, my back and my ass, there's no fucking hair.
Hairless. That's good.
So I'm hairless on the back side, but on the front side, we got to do some shaving.
All right. Well, I got this cream. It's called like nut cream or whatever. You just slather it on, wait like 10 minutes, take a washcloth, and it comes right off.
In college, I was really into Nair for a while.
It's different from Nair. Nair's rough shit, man. You don't want to fuck around with Nair.
The worst thing, because you got to let Nair set for a few minutes. And that's men's Nair. If you buy the men's Nair, it's Nair on steroids. It is way more potent. And I got that men's Nair. I fucking slathered myself with it. And there was nothing on that bottle that said, make sure your fucking areolas don't fucking make contact with this shit. Bro, I went like 2 weeks with fucking Band-Aids on my nipples.
Bloody nipples.
Bro, because like your shirts would rub. You're like,
Oh, God.
I was really into back then.
A sports bra may have helped you out there.
A bro, sports bro.
Bro, yeah.
Or a man's ear.
Man's ear. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Okay. Trying to think of by the way, for those of you who are wondering, my second cigar that I lit up a street taco barbacoa.
Oh, those are good.
They are good. That's
Eric Espinosa, good motherfucker.
No, it's Rojas. Actually.
Oh, it's Rojas. No, I forgot.
Yeah,
right.
that's Noel Rojas right there.
Do you know Albert Cisneros?
I do not.
Okay. Albert used to go to St. Louis back in the day when he was involved with the Polar Brothers.
Okay.
I had not seen Albert in fucking years, and he was at, I should have remembered this. He was at the Kentucky Herf with Rojas, and I was like, what the fuck? I didn't know you were with Rojas. And we started talking like, dude, he's the fucking nicest, fucking best dude that'll give you the most legit information, the opposite of me. He's the best. So, and I know Albert travels, so I'll reach out to him. You got to have him on the show. He's another guy. There's so many guys in this industry that have been a big part of so many things, and people don't know their names. Albert's one of those guys, man. He has been involved in so many big things. Nobody maybe knows his name, and he doesn't do podcasts like this crazy motherfucker here. But I'll talk to Albert. We should get him on the show. He's such an awesome
You
dude.
know,
He's with Rojas, and Rojas is doing some cool shit. And they do sizes that I like, and
no, I like that idea. And maybe he could even have his own rookie card in the trading card set.
he should.
In the rep section. We'll have the different subsections. We'll have the manufacturers. We'll have the reps. Maybe highlight some top retailers. And we have the Legends collection where we have all the guys that have passed away and everything like that.
And then you have to have like insert sets that are really cool variations of cards.
Yeah.
Like I think reps should be like hot numbers.
There you go.
We're all worried about numbers. So hot
There
numbers.
you go. Hot numbers. Ooh. And you know how they do that bullshit where you get a little clipping of a jersey and all that, the jersey cards? We could do that with bands.
Or the jackets. Make the reps cut up their jackets.
Oh, fuck. You're not going to cut.
I gave away 2 jackets at an event in Indiana the other day.
You're not cutting up your red jacket.
I don't even have the red jacket anymore because I gave it away.
What the fuck?
I don't have a red jacket anymore, bro.
Dude, that was like your trademark.
I had a red jacket and a white jacket.
I know, and you gave them both away?
In the same event.
What the fuck are you going to do now?
I bought a black jacket.
Yeah, it's not nearly as exciting.
Think that. You got to see the shirt that goes underneath the black.
You stood out so fucking much in the
No. They were at the event. I debuted my new look at the Kentucky Herf.
Mm-hmm.
And when I walked in, they were calling me Porter Wagner and fucking Freddie Fender.
Jesus.
The black rose jacket, as wild as that jacket was, actually toned down the fucking undershirt. So,
okay, all right then,
bro. I just evolved, but yeah, I gave away 2 jackets at an event. So that's what we could do for the relics is get them to cut up their fucking jackets. And if they're like, oh, I would never do that, they're like Trey Mac cut up 2 jackets. Okay.
We get Corey to cut up his hat.
Yes. Corey should cut up his hat.
Corey can cut up his hat. I mean, we can make something out of this.
Or anything close to his loins, because he produces babies like me.
I got a story about that too. Remind me off air. That. Anyway, well, speaking of that, we are available on the socials at the Cigar Pulpit, as well as Naked Gator, NEKKID Gator. That's his page. We have the Cigar Pulpit Parishioners group on Facebook. You guys are going to want to get in on that. There's all kinds of fun stuff in there. And then there's also the group chat that, we've got maybe, 10 people participating in.
How do you promote that group chat, by the way? Do you let be selective?
I don't really know, to be honest. I started it.
You set it up and you don't even know.
No, Facebook was like, do you want to do this? And I was like, sure. And then I don't even know how to do it. So that one's ignorant to me, I'll admit. Twitter, where I don't really do much now, but I am still keeping an eye out because there are some features on there that I want to play around with. And I do think that if Facebook and YouTube and Instagram decide that they finally want to get rid of the cigar people once and for all, I do think Twitter might be our last refuge of the damned. So I'm keeping my eyes on Twitter. And then we're on YouTube where you can watch this. And then we do need questions for Ask the Boys, which will be the last episode of the month. Get your calls in. Area code 863-874-0000. And where are people finding you? You can call in. Yeah. Hell, I might need you to be the other boy, quite frankly.
What if I was the other boy and then I had to listen to one of my call-ins? My God, Jesus.
That would be kind of fun. Just be like, wow, what the fuck kind of listeners do you have?
So the best way to hit me up and follow all sorts of weird shit, T-Mac Aladino Cigars on Instagram. I will also say this. I'm lazy too. I'm like Gator. I'm lazy.
Okay.
And I set up 500 pictures earlier this year of cool shit I've done in places people don't get to do cool shit, And I said, this is my Instagram folder. I haven't used it fucking once.
Well, you got
my whole thing was I got 500 photos of me doing cool shit once a day for like 2 years. I can fucking I don't even have to do anything.
Yeah.
And my lazy ass hasn't fucking done it at all.
Well, okay. Mm.
That said, a couple of things to remember from this show.
Yes.
You and I we're probably dicks. Jonathan, also a dick.
The takeaways.
Yeah, those are the takeaways. Jonathan, no, you bypassed me, but even though you're a dick, I really love you. You're one of my favorite people. We should talk, maybe. Maybe I won't ignore you. You don't ignore me. That could be me just being a bitch right now. I don't know. That said, remember a couple other things. You smoked the punch.
Smoked a punch spring roll from the May My Monthly Cigars box.
Now, that's a good cigar, but also remember that Aladino and Justo blended the Punch Golden Era. Great cigar. Just came out. Go get that shit. Also, remember, Fuerte y Libre.
Fuerte y Libre.
Sun Country. They're hard to find, but when you find them, buy them. It's a Connecticut like you've never experienced before. Guarantee it.
All right.
Another good one. And they've got all other cool shit, but for me to be in love with their Connecticut, number one is fucking weird, but here we are. That's the way it is. So remember that. Remember the Aladino Reserva, 2 shows back to back. It's fucking special. The number 4, the Corona, going away, folks. Going away for a little while.
Yeah.
So if you find them, I would stash them. Buy them and
Riverman Cigar Company.
There you go.
Yep.
That's our man Dan the Man Ponder. That's our
Dan the Man Ponder.
Dan the Man Ponder. He's got some. Not many people do have them. He does reach out. He's also got the Candela, right?
He does.
Get you
so you can get your hands on both.
Because I only know of about 6 other boxes of Candela in existence outside of Dan. So
there you go.
I would say call Dan.
There you go. Give Dan a call.
And fuck Hulk.
Get those. Oh, I'm sorry. Fuck what?
No, Hulk Hogan. You can fuck.
And fuck Hulk Hogan. Well, Trey, I want to thank you for taking time out on a Sunday to sit and talk with me. You know, I know you had other things going on with your car and whatnot.
I spoke to the Lord beforehand, and we made this work.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I know, like I said, I know you got things going on with your car and other things like that. So, you know, I appreciate it.
Into that.
I mean, we got time.
Oh, you want to get into that?
Why not? Why not?
All right.
We'll end on a Trey Mac high note here.
Listen, anybody that works for AAA or AAA, let's have a fucking conversation here, folks. Because I have been stranded. I travel the world. Well, not the world. Yeah, kind of. I'm intercontinental. Ish. You could call me the intercontinental champion of cigars. That's fine. Okay. The Ultimate Warrior, also intercontinental champion at one point in time. I travel all over constantly, which is why I have AAA and pay good money for it because I know I'm going to use it. And I love you guys. I was once stranded in a blizzard in the middle of bumfuck Ohio with a dead engine that was blown. Thanks, Ford, you fucking assholes. I had to sue Ford to make things right. But AAA, they got me all the way to the dealership in the middle of nowhere, Ohio, and they hooked me up eventually. It took time, but thank you, AAA. You're great. However, I pay for large packages of service. One of those is a free battery.
Okay.
Here. And one of my cars has a dead battery right now. No. Jumping it does not work. This battery is dead. I gotta have a new battery. And I pay a lot of money for these memberships into AAA. One of those benefits is having one battery per year delivered.
Yeah.
Yesterday, my car with a dead battery, call them up. And they say, we can send somebody to jumpstart your car, but battery service is not part of the deal in the county that you're currently in. Now, what if I was in a blizzard, again, in bumfuck Ohio?
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't my engine that blew, but my battery.
Mm-hmm.
They fucked me in the ass.
I mean, it sounds like it.
Sounds like they might. Thank God for the engine. They did whatever, but it could have been a battery. In the wintertime, it's more likely to be the battery than the engine.
Mm-hmm.
So here I am, battery dead, AAA comes out, and the guy was cool. The guy that was, subcontractor, totally cool dude, was like, well, I can jump it, but can't give you a battery because this county's not covered. And I'm like, that's stupid. Jumps me, we have a good time chatting, and I'm like, as soon as I turn this car off, it's not coming back. And he goes, yeah. And so here's my option, because the other thing AAA does is they also allow you to, you get a certain amount of free tows per year.
Okay.
So I didn't call him today because it was a Sunday, and I know the guys on the road today, they don't want to be bothered. So we'll do it on a Monday. But here's where they leave you. And this is me being considerate to AAA. I could have been a dick today, but instead I'll be a dick tomorrow.
Okay.
They're going to have to come to my place and tow my car 7 miles north to the AAA business.
Okay.
Where
Right there, their
free,
office.
They give you free batteries at that office. Now, so my option is I could drive 7 miles north and get the battery and install it myself. But no. You fucking assholes.
That's not how that works.
No. Because I'm a pompous, arrogant prick. I'm going to make you tow my car 7 miles, drop it off, and make them put the free battery in the car. And I'm like, man, yeah, this is how this works. Like, we could have done this the easy way. You could have just brought a battery 7 miles. No. Okay. This is how we're doing it.
Okay.
That's my beef. I love AAA, but that's fucked up.
All right. Well, I want an update as to how that goes. And
I'll send you pictures. I don't give a fuck.
And in addition to the update on that, the fact that I was going to ask you for an update on that has got me thinking. At some point, I really need to dig back over all the episodes that you've been on and find all of the different stories that you've hinted at, and you've said, "Oh, I'll tell you that one the next time I'm on," and then we fucking forget, and then we'll have the best of Trey Mac episode where basically we'll have you on. I'll have a list, and I'll just be like, "Okay, tell me about this." And we just go story by story down the list.
There are definitely things I will never say on there. There's a few.
Well, I mean, there's things that you've alluded to or talked about, like, and said, I'll talk about that next time. And then next time we just fucking forget. Because, again, no show notes. We're not organized.
I told you the monkey story there.
You did tell me the monkey story. You think a monkey defiled that? You think maybe a monkey, dry humped it at one
here's
point?
the part of the monkey story I didn't tell you earlier.
Oh, dear God.
If I really put it by the camera and we zoomed in on it,
Mm-hmm.
when the zoo was first told that monkey did not represent the species in that exhibit, they took the monkey down and they put fur on the motherfucker.
Oh, dear God.
So that was the other thing. When I got the monkey, I had to take off all the glued fur. That
Stunk like shit.
Yeah. And some of it is still like if I put it, you can still. I didn't get it all off. I didn't give it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the zoo then tried to appease these fucking people, and they still wrote in, "That's not the fucking correct monkey."
Oh my God.
People are ridiculous, man.
I love it. I love it so much. Love it so much.
Weird shit. We could do a show eventually down the road where maybe we talk about things we've alluded to but not talked about.
I mean, there's plenty of it. So anyway, well, seriously, Trey, thank you so much for taking time out.
Dude, I love you guys. I love the show. I love the Cigar Authority too, even when they just bypass my ass.
It's true.
And to make them jealous, I'm going to smell like fucking Lance Bass from 1998.
You just diminished the value of that by like 6 spritzes, though.
Lance Bass got pussy like a motherfucker.
Oh, well, guys, this has been another sermon from the Cigar Pulpit. I'm Nick.
I'm Trey Mac.
Everybody stay safe and stay smoky.
Green will always rise to the top, fellas.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
gonna start taking cream to every cigar shop I go into.
Just a little teapot of it. Yeah. Yeah. I like it. Get the little creamer things and like flip them on the counters and stuff.
Yeah.
I do that when I'm at
everywhere I go, I'm just gonna like drop a little, and they'll be like, "What the fuck? Why does he keep dropping creamers?" I mean, if they ask me, I'm like, "Cream rises to the top." But I won't say anything until they ask me about it. And I'll be like,
well, yeah, I mean, you got to just make it your little. It could be your trading card, or calling card. Calling card.
I'd rather have a trading card than I can just be like,
see, I'm telling you, the trading card thing, it's gold.
yeah, but you need to do it with a legit company.
Oh yeah, yeah. It can be done. It can be done.
Have like influencers, legends, reps. Of course, the rep cards are the worthless ones, but yeah,
they're the commons that everybody has.
Yeah, everybody. I'm tired of getting this rep.
Oh fuck! I got 8 goddamn Trey Macs. I can't even trade them away. It's like kids are putting those in their bicycle spokes and shit. Oh my god. All right.
I don't know how much of this shit you cut off or how much you keep rolling.
I haven't cut off anything yet.
Okay, but just speaking of wrestling and cigars and bullshit, so I run like 16 at this point, 16 different fantasy football leagues.
Oh my god.
Different cigar shops. It's a fun way to like talk shit and get to know your customers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
This year I took it to a new level. They don't know what's coming yet. Maybe some of them listen. Maybe they'll figure it out. But I combined the WWE with football and cigars. And let's put it this way. I've made a bunch of characters. It's taken a lot of time on the WWE profile online for the game.
Okay.
WWE game. So when we try to figure out who's drafting first, we just do a Royal Rumble, and you have to watch the character fight everybody else, and that's how we do it.
Nice. I like it. And now that you say that, the Cigar Authority could have done that instead of that bullshit that they did like 2 weeks ago or whatever, where they had their like cigar Royal Rumble.
I've got the real Royal Rumble.
All I'm saying is I've done some stinker shows, but that one was pretty rough.
What are you talking about? Have I ever shown you my stickers that I had done?
Your stickers?
Yeah, you're talking about stickers.
Yeah, I've got my broke ass host sticker inside.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, that was a limited edition thing.
You're gonna edit this, right?
No, this is all there. Are we still going on this?
I have a sticker.
Okay.
That maybe I shouldn't show.
It keeps going by awful quick. Okay. Oh, I recognize that picture.
You see what it said underneath?
I saw the logo, and that's then between that and the picture.
I'll try to hide some of it.
at least know who it is.
Check out what it says underneath.
Oh dear God. Ideas worth spreading. All over the street in front of the mailbox.
Hey man, I'm not in Kentucky.
Oh my God. All right. Well, on that note, I think it's time to go ahead and close this out. Later, guys.
Peace, fuckers.